All right, let's talk about something we've all felt. You ask an AI a perfectly simple question, and what you get back is this beautifully worded but completely useless answer. Well, today we're diving into why that feeling of frustration isn't your fault at all. It's actually a massive design flaw in how most AI is built to communicate. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? That little knot of exasperation, we've all had it. It's that moment when a piece of supposedly smart technology makes you feel, well, kind of dumb. But here's the thing. It is not a you problem. It's a deep, fundamental issue with the technology itself. And that really gets to the heart of it, right? Why are we constantly navigating these, as the source calls them, verbal hedge mazes? We're chasing after truly intelligent AI, so why are we putting up with digital assistants that dance around the point, like clarity is some kind of bug? Now, this is more than just a little pet peeve. We're talking about a serious problem here that goes way beyond wasting a couple of seconds of your day. It actually gets in the way of the two things we need most from our technology: trust and efficiency. Think about it. When an AI is super cautious or, misleadingly polite, it's not actually helping. It's just getting in the way. Every vague response, every unnecessary pleasantry, it's like a tiny crack in the foundation. It methodically chips away at your confidence in the system. You wouldn't accept that from a human expert, so why should we accept it from a machine? So, if vague politeness is the villain in this story, who's the hero? Well, it's what our source material calls a direct tone. But what does that actually mean? Because it's not about being rude or robotic. Nope, it's something way more sophisticated than that. A direct tone is all about engineering communication to work at its absolute best. You can think of it like this. It's the shortest, most well-paved road from your question to a really satisfying answer. It's about stripping away all the fluff and just focusing on what you, the user, actually want to achieve. And it's so important that we bust a few myths right here. Being direct isn't about being some kind of digital drill sergeant. It's precise, not rude. It's clear, not simplistic or dumbed down. And it can be and should be authentic, not robotic. It's all about articulate precision. So with all that in mind, you have to ask yourself, why would anyone not want to prioritize a direct approach? I mean, the benefits aren't just little tweaks here and there. They are the absolute pillars of a great user experience. Honestly, the real question is why it's taken us so long to start demanding it. The upsides here are just undeniable. Directness boosts clarity, which means fewer mistakes. It builds trust, because let's be real, reliability is way more valuable than some flowery apology. It improves efficiency, which respects your time. It manages expectations by being honest about what it can and can't do. And it can even build a stronger, no-nonsense brand voice. Let me give you a classic example. Your banking AI sends you this message. Okay, it's polite, sure, but it is also incredibly vague, it's a total waste of time, and it's a little anxiety-inducing, right? What in the world does something a little out of the ordinary even mean? Now you're all on edge, trying to get through this maze of fluff just to find the actual problem. Now compare that with this. Boom. Clear, concise, actionable. This tells you the exact problem on the exact transaction and tells you exactly what to do next. It respects your intelligence, it respects your time, and it gets you straight to the solution. The difference in the user experience here is just night and day. But, and this is a really big but, getting this right isn't as simple as just flipping a switch in the code from verbose to blunt. No, it's a sophisticated calibration. It's a real balancing act that takes some serious skill. It really is a tightrope walk. If you go too far in one direction, the AI just seems cold, robotic, and unhelpful. But if you go too far in the other direction, you're right back in that frustrating land of vague, meaningless chatter. That sweet spot is right there in the middle. Because at the end of the day, context is king. The right amount of directness completely changes depending on the situation. An emergency alert? That needs extreme, unambiguous language. No messing around. But when you're delivering bad news or talking to a frustrated user, the AI needs what the source calls empathetic or acknowledging directness. It's still clear, but it's softened with an understanding of what the user is feeling. And that brings us to personality. Because a direct AI doesn't have to be a boring AI. Not at all. It can be witty, it can be empathetic. But as the source so perfectly puts it, personality should be the seasoning, not the main course. It's there to enhance the message, not to completely bury it. Clarity always, always has to come first. So let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture here. Embracing directness isn't just a best practice for today's chatbots, it is an absolute necessity for the future of how we interact with AI, because the stakes are getting so much higher. As AI keeps evolving from a simple assistant to a true collaborative partner, our need for clear communication becomes absolutely critical. I mean, any real partnership, whether it's with a human or an AI, is built on honesty and transparency. You wouldn't want a business partner who beats around the bush, would you? And when we're talking about a world with autonomous cars that need to communicate a critical decision, or an industrial system that's flagging an imminent failure, well, there is zero room for misinterpretation. In this high-stakes future, direct, unambiguous communication isn't just a nice to have, it's a matter of safety. So we end with this challenge. The next time you're talking to an AI, ask yourself, is it genuinely communicating, or is it just adding to all the digital noise? A direct tone is the hallmark of mature, well-designed AI. It is time we stop tolerating all this digital dithering. So, are you ready to demand an AI that respects your time and just tells you what you need to know? Because the future, I can promise you, is not going to wait around for indecision.